What's good, everyone? My name is Trevor, and thank you for joining me for the second unboxing of the Metal Universe AEW 2025 hobby box here. As you can see, I've already got a couple of hits on the table, and this was from my first unboxing that I did. If you haven't watched that video already, I would suggest that you do, because it's going to tell you a bit about how I'm going to do this unboxing and, in a sense, explain the spoilers for you in a way. I don't know what is in this box, of course. It is fully sealed, and you can see the odds here if you would like. You just pause that for a second if you're not familiar with it. But I'm going to be able to, or I'm going to try to predict what I'm going to hit in some of my boxes. Obviously, I don't know the exact cards, but I can say when, because there is a bit of a pattern in this set. So, without any further ado, let's push these aside and get to unboxing. Oops. So as I mentioned, that in this set there are some kind of set positionings for the cards that you're going to see. So I will describe those. I've got a marker that I'll grab out as well and make my predictions ahead of time. As you might have noticed, I did get a 1 of 1 in my first box of this set, and I unfortunately don't expect that to happen again, but of course I would love if that were the case, and I can only hope that we get something similar. So I'm going to start out the same way I did before. I'm going to pull out these boxes. Sorry, I went off to the side. But these left side packs are the ones that we really want to pay attention to, because this is where your hits are going to be. And to do the prediction, or to start the prediction again, because of all of the videos that I've been watching and noticed, thanks to several other people who are posting their unboxing videos as well, I'm going to predict, in a sense, that this is an EX Centuries pack. And as I did last time as well, we're going to call this the main event of each of these. I'm going to actually start from right to left, because these are all the hits typically. And, we're going to sweat it out a little bit. So, in order to enjoy the rest of the pack, we're going to start from the other side. I'm not going to explain quite as much or go through the base cards quite as much this time, because we did do that before. Happy to start off with an Evil Uno, though I will explain this because he just did a almost 24-hour long charity wrestling match. It was supposed to be like the longest match in the world, with his channel Mystery Wrestling. So if you're not familiar with Evil Uno's Mystery Wrestling, go check that out on Twitch or YouTube. They stream their events live. They're typically free if you watch them as they come out. And he just raised, I think, $32,000 or $35,000 for the Canadian Cancer Society. So, awesome person. Definitely go support Mystery Wrestling. And with that, we'll go on to the rest of the packs. So, I'm going to start off with a Matt Menard Energy Eyes as the insert. And the first one that we're going to get is a Prospects of Kazuchika Okada. So, now I am going to go through the rest of these. We got Turbo Floyd, we got Pac on the end there. And as I said, I will sleeve them up all up at the end. Don't worry, they're safe. I'll put the best cards into some of the top loaders. I've got sleeves over on the side, but we're going to keep everything safe for now. So, we're going to start off the second pack with Hologram. We've got Emi Sakura. We've got a Chopped of Chris Statlander. Pretty nice. And I've got a Smooth of Timeless Tony Storm. That is perfect. I was really hoping to get some Tony Storm cards in the first set, but I did not open any of them really, aside from I think a base one. So I'm happy to get that. And I'm hoping for more as well. We got Brody King and Colton Gunn at the end. So now we're going to get to the first, what we'll call a main event. And as I predicted, this is going to be one of my EX Century cards. Now there are cases where this is nothing effectively. And if that's the case, I'll have to adjust my third pick. But for now, let's see what we can do. So we got Mother Wayne, card of Shida. We got an Eddie Kingston on the chalked card. Chopping Brody Lee there. Nice, and we'll see, this does look like an EX Century card. So what do we get? What do we get? Satnam Singh. Okay. not a preferred one for me. I don't really know much about him at the moment, unfortunately, but you know, it is what it is. Hopefully that means the rest of the set will be a little bit more what I'm looking for anyway. All right, so now going to the first main event. We're going to go back to the weeklies, but I'm going to guess again that this is going to be another EX card, the EX Centuries. So before we get there, though, we've got to do, you know, the dynamite of the week. Start it off and see what we get here. So, Dustin Rhodes, Dax Harwood, and we got a chopped of Chris Jericho. Pretty good. And we got our first blast furnace of Dustin Rhodes. You know, that's does this count as a color match? It really fits his I would say uniform, but I'm totally blanking, but his wrestling gear there. So yeah, that's pretty decent. And then we're going to finish off with Mansoor and Truth Magnum. The other thing I'm hoping to do from this second box, and one of the main reasons why I got a second box, is because I do actually want to collect the base, like the full base set. I'm hoping to get the entire base set just from these two boxes. It's possible that I'm going to be missing a couple, and then if that's the case, I'm going to have to find someone or check online to see if there's anyone who can get me those last few. Obviously, the numbered hits and the bigger pulls are nice, but it's great to have just a full set as well. So we're going to start with Anna Jay, Hangman Adam Page, both those pretty great people. And we got our first trios. So I already talked up the Dark Order, or at least Evil Uno from the Dark Order, but I won't do it again. You should just support him. Support Mystery Wrestling. It's an excellent show, and I'm happy to have this because Evil Uno is a great person. Happy to collect his cards. We're going to go now with the prospects of Truth Magnum. Now, I'm not sure actually how long he's been around for, but he has been pretty fun when I've seen him wrestle so far. Their tag team is kind of goofy, kind of retro, and I respect that. I appreciate that, and it's been a good time. All right, so on to the second main event. I'm also going to say that this is going to be the EX card, EX Centuries, and then we'll see what it is. Hopefully it's someone good here, and we'll go on to the next ones, obviously. That could be, and hopefully are bigger ones. So, starting off, Saddam Singh. He's the person I got the first EX Century of. We got Swerve on the Ring Heroes, which is pretty cool. Didn't have that one already. And we got Mason Madden on the EX Century here. So, unfortunately, I also don't really know much about him, except he might be part of that like male models, I think, group, which I haven't seen them too many times, but they are really, really funny. So if that's the case, I hope to see more of him, learn more about him, and should be a good time. Maybe I'll appreciate this card a bit more once I see him do that. I know he also was doing a gaming stream, I think, with Evil Uno, and Mansoor was the other person. So if I'm right about who this is, they're pretty fun too. They seem cool. It's probably not the ones that everybody is searching for these days. That's okay though, it happens. On to the next round. So this pack, I am going to predict with relative certainty that this is my numbered card. Doesn't mean it's the only numbered card in the set, but it will be, or should be at least a numbered card. Hopefully there can be one more, or there can be something else like an auto or something like that too. So, start off with the weeklies, the weekly show, and go with Shelton Benjamin, go with Serpentico, who I got an EX of last time. We got trios of Angelo Parker, Daniel Garcia, and Matt Menard. Also not as familiar with them, unfortunately. That seems to be a theme this case. And I got a prospects of Cope. So Cope is a local guy for me, or at least close to it. Being from near Toronto, Ontario, I think he might actually be from just outside of town, which could be a tiny bit further away. But big fan of his run as Edge in WWE, and looking forward to seeing more of what he does before he probably retires fairly soon, hopefully in Toronto or nearby. So we got John Silver, Max Caster there. So I'm always looking to collect cards of the Canadians, or that's what I'm looking forward to doing going forward. As I said, this is kind of like the second box that I've actually opened, so any more of those cards is welcome to me. Those are the kinds of inserts that I'm looking for. All right, Anthony Bowens, Chris Statlander, and we got a Ring Heroes of Powerhouse Hobbs. Pretty cool. That just should be a normal one as well. It's a little bit purple, but next one is a Blast Furnace of Red Velvet. All right, I've seen her. I think she is now working in Ring of Honor a bit more so, but I did see her a few times in Dynamite and maybe even earlier in the Darker Days or something. AEW Dark Days, not Dark Days. All right, so now we get to our next main event. So this should be the numbered card that I get in this box, or hopefully maybe one of several, or at least two numbered cards anyway. Let's see, last time I got a trios numbered card, so hopefully a different type of card will come up this time. We got Mason Madden and Eddie Kingston to start. We're going to go with a Energize of Thunder Rosa. That's very intense, kind of fits the character as well. Although the gear doesn't quite match, almost, could have been perfect there. And let's see what the next one is. So Energize of Jay Lethal. This is number 173 out of 199. So I was correct about the prediction. It is the numbered card, but it is Energize, which is a more common insert. Obviously, you'll see 3 or maybe 4 of them per pack, but my numbered one is an Energize, so maybe replaced with something different a bit later. So we got Brian Keith and Dutch. Now, the next one, so 4 and 5 on the left side are a little bit iffy depending on what you've seen so far in the pack and what else you come with. So, as I mentioned in the last video, this can be a numbered card. Again, something else. Usually that happens if the first card you get is kind of nothing really. This will be another numbered card. It can be one of the more rare hits as well. So people often get their PMGs from this spot, which is pretty rare. They can be like the 1 of 10s even. And in my last video, my first video, that is where I got my case hit, or even rarer than a case hit potentially, or I guess because it's a 1 of 1 plate. So I'm going to put my hit marker on here again, and I'm hoping that this is a hit and also hopefully a numbered card. A numbered hit would be great. Or an autograph. I would be happy with an autograph, although I think those are a bit more common throughout the rest. Autographs seem to be the only ones that are kind of randomly put throughout. And sometimes when people have gotten autographs, this card has actually been nothing, but then their bottom one is something good too. All right, so back with the base here, we got Saraya, Adam Cole, and then we got a Ring Heroes of Sky Blue. Sky's the limit for this future megastar, and they've got, I think, Saturn on the background there. So I didn't notice this before, but they seem to have some planets. They put like one of the planets in the background each time. I think there's a couple of different options there. Next one we're going to get is a Blast Furnace. So we got a Max Caster Blast Furnace, which is awesome, you know, because Max Caster, the best wrestler alive right now, is on fire. Big fan of his as well, because he has come to some locals around me that are nearby, and I've been able to see him. He was like a surprise entrant in one of the locals that we had. It was really cool to hear his music and not expect him to be there. And then he did a nice little rap promo at the time on one of the local people as well. So really funny. Liked him in the Acclaimed. Hopefully they kind of move back towards that in the future, or I don't know if they want to do some kind of reunion necessarily, but go back to his old rapping gimmick, at least for a little bit. I think it was really fun. I had a lot of fun with that in AEW. So next set, we've got Moxley and Serena Deeb. We're going to go with an Energize of Darius Martin. I believe he's from Top Flight. So we got that, and then we've got a Nyla Rose for the Copper FX cards. So Copper FX is usually 1 or 2 per set, and actually right behind it we just have a base Nyla Rose as well with a Matt Taven there. So those are going to finish off the weeklies, we'll say here, and we're going to get to what could potentially be the main event of this entire box. And it feels weird or odd or sometimes bad to open it now, because if you get a huge hit, then the ending still can be very good, but it doesn't quite match up. Even if it's a strong one, it doesn't quite match up with this one. So I am hoping for, obviously another 1 of 1 would be amazing. I cannot expect that to happen in this box because it was released with, it was probably right beside in the case the other one that had the 1 of 1. So hopefully there's something in it and not nothing, because that's also going to be possible, and that's kind of my luck here. So we start with Jay Lethal, and looks like we got a red. So that's pretty cool. So that hopefully will be someone really good. And now we've got, here we go, Mansoor, Johnny TV, and Mason Madden, in the Unos Dos Trios. So had one of his previous card. It is the person that I was thinking it is, which is funny. These guys are always a good laugh. And so let's see, we got a Precious Metal Gems. This is my first Precious Metal Gems because this is the first set I've really opened. But hopefully we can get someone big. The rest of the set has been just kind of okay so far. It's kind of making up for my previous set, which was really good. So let's go. Oh yes! Will Ospreay, Precious Metal Gems. That's what I'm talking about. So this, again, is going to be the biggest hit in the set, for me anyway. So this Will Ospreay is, I'm not sure if these ones are numbered or if it's just the fact that they are, oh yeah, it is numbered. It's 44 out of 100. So that's perfect. That's very happy with that card. Big fan of Will Ospreay. From what I've seen of him, he does probably the nuttiest things, and he's just got like infinite energy, it seems like, in the ring. So that's awesome. Hopefully this can match or also be good too. But as I mentioned, the one that is the 4th option here is typically the best one in the box. So I'm going to leave that here just as a reminder to myself. This is, maybe the other stuff is all worth it anyway. So, all right, let's get to the last one. So this one, I would say, I would count it often as the box hit. So a lot of the times people get the 1 out of 15 cards here, and I haven't hit one yet. So 1 out of 15 can be, I think, the Metal Universe. It can be the TV Performance ones, and a couple of other ones like that. So I'm going to call it my hit. It probably, and unfortunately, might not be as good as the Will Ospreay Precious Metals card, but it still could be good. It still should be something that's pretty rare overall. So we're going to sweat the last section here, of course, before we get to the what we'll call the main event again. And I'll have to go back after these and check my binder and see which of these cards. I believe I did not have a Julia Hart before, so some of these will be going into my binder, which I'm happy about. I'm hoping to get the full set. Now we got an Energize of Jamie Hayter. I believe she's out with injury right now. Hopefully she comes back soon and does really well, because she was pretty impressive for a bit with her interesting gimmick of being like the 70s person when they've already got Toni Storm doing like the even older versions of people. Now we're going to go with a Prospects of Harley Cameron. So this one actually probably makes the most sense, because I believe she just started an AEW like 2024 or something. She's one of the newest people there and wrestling, so having a Prospects card for her actually totally makes sense right now. The last two, Chris Jericho and Konosuke Takeshita, are there, so we'll put them aside for now. Go on to the second last pack and see what we get here. So again, I think this one actually, my guess would be before it would be Copper Effects, because I think I've only got one so far. And that was the case with the last one. The middle one was the Copper Effects again. It does seem like that is the case this time as well. So I don't know if that's an all the time thing, but it's happened twice to me. I only have 2 boxes, so that's all I'll be able to tell you. So Roderick Strong, Darius Martin. We got the Uno trios of Colton Gunn, Juice Robinson, and Austin Gunn. So the Gun Club or Bang Bang Gang or Bullet Club potentially. I think they're in a whole bunch of different places here, really. But that's a good one. They're solid trios and a good tag team between the Guns. I know one of them's out injured right now as well, unfortunately. Hopefully they come back soon. All right, so we got our next one, the Copper FX of Matt Taven. All right, I actually have never seen this person in all of the AEW watching I have been doing, so unfortunately I can't comment on that very much further. To finish these off, we got Big Bill and Camille here. All right, so now we are going to go for last pack magic, we'll say. I know that's a popular phrase by some people, and I know, or at least assume, this should be a hit, but it might not be the biggest hit. So we're going to put Will Ospreay aside just for a moment here, just to give us a little bit of extra energy here. Hopefully the last pack is going to have something solid in it. Maybe another numbered card would be amazing, but as I said, it's usually kind of like your out of 15s, or at least that's what they're listed on the back of these boxes. Some of them that show up are actually more like 1 out of 150. Last time I got a Vivacity from this last section. I don't think I got a special cut card this time, so let's see. All right, we got Queen Aminata and Commander. We got an Adam Cole baby with also Saturn in the background. I know he just left, and I'm wishing him the best of luck recovering, because I know he's got something potentially serious going on. I really hope to see him come back at some point in the future and be able to wrestle, and if not wrestle, at least be involved, but preferably to wrestle too. I hope he's able to do that. All right, so now let us reveal the last of our hits for today. It is a Premium TV performance of Deonna Purrazzo versus Timeless Toni Storm. So, as I mentioned, one of the Premium TV hits. I haven't received one of these yet. Deonna Purrazzo is also not someone I've seen as well, but I know she seems to come up on a lot of these cards and a lot of these hits overall. And we're going to finish off with Thunder Rosa and Toliona. So, this, for me anyway, aside from the Will Ospreay, which is fantastic, unfortunately it's kind of a lacking box, but I guess what can you expect when the first one that I got had a 1 of 1, and I'm taking things out of the same same box effectively. So I'm going to bring back a couple of these hits that I got, or what we'll call hits for now anyway, just to finish off the video. If you liked what you saw, thank you for your time. I appreciate that you stuck through all the way to the end of the video here. Max Caster's a hit for me. I'll take that. We're going to put up the Mason Marion, and one more we're going to throw in the Swerve Strickland. So I think that's probably it. There might be 1 or 2 more that I'm missing. But anyway, thanks for watching the video. This is the second box I have gotten. It's the only one I plan to get, or the only 2 overall that I had planned to get. I'm not sure I'll open another box. So instead of telling you to like and subscribe to me, I probably won't be posting much, at least for the foreseeable future. So instead, I would recommend checking out some of the other YouTubers that tend to post more often. So we got people like Body Slam Toys. Who else do we got? I should have written this down. Sebastian's Hits, and a couple of others. I unfortunately have totally blanked on them right now, but there's about 5 people that I watch regularly whenever they post. They post like fairly often, so I will put them into the description of the video below. Go check them out. Subscribe to them. They're going to give you more content than I can, but I appreciate your time again, and if I get another box in the future, I'll be sure to share it with you. So have a good day.